During the holiday season, we like to take an opportunity to highlight the interesting things happening in our community. Tonight, we're taking a look at a film about the charitable efforts of the Ghostbusters to help the Ronald McDonald House.
This is a story about movie fanatics, and cosplay, and toys, and parades, and Hollywood heroes, and general nerdiness.
Oh, Dan Aykroyd's coming. Dan Aykroyd is coming.
Yeah, I mean, you know, before our movie came out, no one knew what ectoplasm was. Now millions of people know.
But at the same time, it's not really about any of that stuff. It's really about a group of friends who set out to help local families by raising money for Ronald McDonald House.
So whenever we do a parade or a birthday party or anything, all that we ask for our time is just a check made out to the Ronald McDonald House.
So the Ronald McDonald House, we're a caring home away from home. We support families that are going through a medical crisis with their child.
It's one of those things where you don't understand, you know, the capacity of a program like that until you have to utilize it.
Good to see you!
He does want to take down the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man someday.
I'm Keith, and I've got to be honest here, I didn't know much about Ronald McDonald House when I started making this documentary. I initially wanted to make it because I grew up loving Ghostbusters. But over the course of the production, I felt a growing connection to Ronald McDonald House.
You really don't understand how many people have been affected or been impacted by these services until you delve into it.
I think it's because I'm a dad, and I realize how crucial it is that services like this exist. For the Twin Ports Ghostbusters, the ties to Ronald McDonald House run deep.
My cousin, who was 4 months old at the time, got leukemia, and he was like the youngest kid to ever get his own bone marrow taken out, treated, and put back in. And my aunt stayed at the Ronald McDonald House for a whole year.
She was born with a birth defect, so it was months of struggle. She had to be taken to the Ronald McDonald House.
Ever since kindergarten, I've just had a lot of health issues that I kind of grew up with and spent time at the Ronald McDonald House for a good couple weeks. The best part, you forget that you have all these medical tests coming up. You have the stress in your life. Like, you don't think of any of that when you're there.
Once I heard that my dad joined a Ghostbuster group, I was like, I need to join it because I want to, like, help the Ronald McDonald House.
This is a story about a great many things. Ecto-1s, proton packs, Stay Puft Marshmallow Men, Slimers. But to say that it's only about that stuff would be an oversimplification.
You'd never expect a tentpole film to be the most personal journey I ever went through as a storyteller, but that's exactly what it was.
You're the greatest storyteller I know, and I am the luckiest son on earth.
As the song goes, Bustin' makes me feel good, and the Twin Ports Ghostbusters love busting ghosts more than anyone. But at the end of the day, the real reason they're doing all of this is because it's spreading joy that makes them feel good. This is a story about nerds doing good. This adorable little guy is a Paradog, one of many pieces of memorabilia you might find in the living room of a Twin Ports Ghostbuster.
The Ghostbuster toys, the original, real Ghostbusters.
In the movies and TV shows, these free-floating, full-torso, vaporous apparitions are the reason for the phrase, "who you gonna call?"
And then he sees a ghost, and he's like, ah! Ah!
But in real life, the Ghostbusters get called for events like birthday parties, parades, car shows, dances, and charity galas.
We usually get to get full access, which is pretty nice.
VIP?
Yeah.
Nice.
I got a lot of work to do here.
You guys have like a green room. This is so fancy.
It's not bad.
We're not a charity that's like, I don't want to say not a legit charity. We're not a licensed or 501c or whatever that stuff is that you have to do. So we don't accept cash. High five. So what we do is, someone says, hey, we're having a birthday party. How much do you guys charge to come to the party? And we'll say, we don't set an amount. It's whatever you feel like donating. And all we ask is, when we leave your event, that you have a check made out to Ronald McDonald House.
Are you the real Ghosty?
Yeah.
Ghostbuster?
when kids see you in the suit, in the car, with the proton packs? How do kids react?
They lose their minds. They either lose their minds and run full speed ahead at us, or they're like not sure that it's real and like it's a trick. Like, and they kind of like, they'll get a little shy, and it's always like the parents that'll tell us, like, he's the biggest fan on the planet. It's so weird that he's behaving this way. I think his mind is just blown.
Well done, my friend. Yeah, you know.
But of all the events I've been to with this group, this one random encounter is perhaps my favorite. There was a little kid in his front yard who freaked when he saw Ecto-1 driving by. And so the Twin Ports Ghostbusters, being who they are, stopped to hang out with the family for a while.
Just hearing the kids screaming, because we didn't exactly see the family we were driving by initially. We just heard the kids scream ecstatically. Like, oh, we gotta go see them.
This chance encounter perhaps best illustrates the kind of people they really are. They're the kind of people who will stop and show kindness to strangers.
There's a lot of heart behind Ghostbusters. I think it just makes a lot of sense to be kind of working with charities that work with children a lot, simply just because of how inspired I was as a kid watching Ghostbusters.
Jay has the distinction of being the only member of this group who's actually stayed at a Ronald McDonald House.
And now as a Ghostbuster, it feels great to give back to the Ronald McDonald House and show them how grateful I am for everything they've done for me. And now I want to give back and be like, this is how grateful I am that you guys are here. And just to do it over and over and over again, it's just the best.
Today at 5, for the first time, a Ronald McDonald House is being built here in the Northland.
In Duluth, Minnesota, where the Twin Ports Ghostbusters are located, there wasn't a local Ronald McDonald House location until 2019, when construction began on the campus of the regional hospital, Essentia Health. Today, it's a fully functioning facility, and the Twin Ports Ghostbusters are able to support a charity operating in their own backyard.
I work at Mintac, which is a mining operation in northern Minnesota. They were going to give 12 awards out in the amount of $5,000 each for the charity of your choice. And I was one of the recipients this year. So they wrote a check for $5,000 to Ronald McDonald House.
Gotta help the king put on his robe.
So I absolutely love that the Ghostbusters recognize that, hey, these kids, it's more than just the patients in the hospital, it's the families, and how can we, you know, get rid of some ghosts and like let them feel better about the space that they're in, that they're feeling confident. And I absolutely love that, because it goes to show that people can think beyond outside of the box for how to support these families. Think about what brings you joy and then contribute that to the families, because you don't know who really is going to resonate with.